Overthinking is not intelligence. It is fear pretending to be analysis. Most people think too much because they don't trust themselves. They replay conversations. They imagine outcomes that never happen. They create problems that don't exist yet. And then they feel exhausted without doing anything. That is not thinking. That is mental noise. Your mind was designed to solve problems, not torture you. But when you don't give it direction, it turns against you. An undirected mind always chooses fear. Overthinking starts when action stops. When movement ends, imagination takes over. And imagination without discipline becomes anxiety. People don't overthink because they are deep. They overthink because they avoid decisions. Decisions carry responsibility. Responsibility creates pressure. And pressure scares weak control. So instead of choosing, they think again and again and again. Until the moment passes, control of the mind begins with understanding one truth. Not every thought deserves attention. Your brain produces thousands of thoughts a day. Most of them are useless. Some are irrational. Many are repetitive. But you treat every thought like it's important. That's the mistake. Just because a thought appears doesn't mean it's true. Just because it's loud doesn't mean it's urgent. A disciplined mind questions thoughts. A weak mind obeys them. Overthinking happens when you confuse thoughts with commands. A thought says, "What if this goes wrong?" You treat it like a warning. Your body reacts, your emotions spike, your focus collapses. But it was just a thought, not reality, not prophecy, not truth. Mentally strong people don't silence thoughts. They ignore them. They decide which thoughts deserve energy and which ones don't. That's control. Your mind is like a room full of voices. If you listen to all of them, you'll go insane. So you choose one voice, the one that moves you forward. Everything else becomes background noise. Overthinking also comes from attachment. Attachment to outcomes. Attachment to approval. Attachment to perfection. You want things to go exactly right. You want people to respond exactly how you expect. You want certainty before action. Life doesn't offer certainty. It offers probability. Waiting for certainty is waiting forever. People who take control of their mind accept uncertainty. They act anyway. They understand this. Clarity comes after action, not before. You don't think your way into confidence. You act your way into it. Most people sit and think, hoping fear will disappear. Fear doesn't disappear by thinking. It disappears by moving. Action interrupts overthinking. The moment you move your body, your mind follows. That's why discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation waits for feeling. Discipline ignores feeling. Overthinking is emotional. Control is mechanical. When you build routines, when you set rules for yourself, you reduce thinking. You wake up and do what must be done. No debate, no negotiation. The mind relaxes when it knows who's in charge. Another reason you overthink is because you try to control things outside your control. Other people's reactions, the future, the past, outcomes you can't guarantee. Trying to control the uncontrollable creates anxiety. Control what's yours, your effort, your preparation, your response. Everything else is noise. Once you accept this, your mental load drops. Overthinking also feeds on idleness. An idle mind creates drama. If your day lacks structure, your mind fills the gap with worry. That's why busy people rarely overthink. They're too focused on execution. Overthinkers usually have too much free mental space and no clear mission. Give your mind a target. When your mind knows what it's working toward, it stops wandering. A mind without purpose becomes its own enemy. Purpose doesn't have to be big. It just has to be clear. What am I doing today? What must be finished today? What matters right now? Right now is important. The future exists only in your head. Overthinkers live in imaginary futures. Controlled minds live in the present. The present is where power exists. You can't act in the future. You can only act now. Train your mind to return to now. Whenever you catch yourself spiraling, ask one question. What can I do right now? Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. That question kills overthinking instantly. Overthinking also comes from emotional avoidance. You think instead of feel. Instead of facing discomfort, you analyze it. Instead of confronting fear, you imagine scenarios. But avoidance increases fear. Confrontation reduces it. Face the uncomfortable conversation. Take the difficult step. Make the decision you're delaying. Your mind calms down when it sees courage. Another truth people avoid. Overthinking is a form of self-importance. You assume every mistake will be noticed, every failure will be remembered, every choice will define you. Reality is simpler. People are busy with their own lives. They don't think about you as much as you think. Once you realize this, half your anxiety disappears. You are not under constant judgment. You are under self-judgment, and that judgment is usually harsher than reality. Mentally strong people don't take themselves too seriously. They focus on progress, not perfection. Perfectionism is just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of not being enough. Perfection delays action. Action creates improvement. Imperfect action beats perfect thinking every time. Control of the mind also requires physical discipline. A weak body creates a weak mind. Lack of sleep, poor diet, no movement amplify overthinking. Your brain is an organ. Treat it like one. Move your body, breathe deeply, reduce stimulants, get sunlight. These aren't motivational quotes. They are biological facts. A regulated nervous system thinks clearly. Overthinking is often nervous system overload. Calm the body, the mind follows. Another key, stop consuming useless information. Too much content, too many opinions, too much comparison. You overload your brain and then wonder why it can't focus. Input overload creates output paralysis. Reduce input. Increase execution. Silence is powerful. When you sit in silence, your mind learns to settle. At first, it will resist. It will throw thoughts at you, images, memories, worries. Don't fight them. Don't follow them. Let them pass. This trains your mind to stop clinging. A mind that doesn't cling doesn't overthink. Control doesn't mean force. It means direction. You don't fight the mind. You lead it. And leadership requires consistency. You won't fix overthinking in one day. But every day you practice control, the noise reduces, until one day you notice silence. That silence is clarity. Clarity doesn't mean absence of problems. It means presence of focus. Problems feel smaller when your mind is steady. And finally, understand this. Your mind will never be completely quiet. That's not the goal. The goal is to stop being controlled by it. Thoughts will come, doubts will appear, fear will knock, but you don't have to open the door. You choose action. You choose discipline. You choose now. Overthinking fades. When authority returns to you, take control of your mind and your life will follow. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become steady. And a steady mind is unstoppable.